Hi, my name is Shopteese.
And my name is Luke Orender.
Our third member, Logan White, unfortunately cannot join us today due to state wrestling, so we will be filling in some of the parts that he would normally be talking about. Here is the code that we created for an application for the coding and programming event. We used Python and we integrated FLET and used some SQLite and Markdown as well. Here we have the code for our main.py page. Here we're importing a bunch of stuff. We are defining our main, setting the title, setting the logo for our page. Here we have our page.theme mode. This will allow us to use a dark mode. We'll get into that a little bit later. Here we have our router. This is what allows us to switch between pages. And here we have where we're setting our initial page to the home page, and here's where we're running it. Over to the home page, we have our class home page, our initialization, and our super initialization, and setting the route equal to home. This will be the same on every single page through here on out, except for the route will be changed to the respective page. Here we're setting the title again. Here we have our snack bar that has some information that we'll get into once we actually run the application. Here we have our app bar, so this will be at the top of the page, and we'll have our little three-dot menu. This will also be on every single page. Here we have our nav bar. This will be at the bottom of each page with different icons to click so that we can navigate between different pages. This will also be on every page. Here we have our image container for our logo, which will be in the middle of the page. Here we have our controls. This tells the page what to display. Here we have our handle nav change. This is what allows us to use the router function from the main.py file and switch between pages. Check item clicked is for our menu. Toggle dark, you'll see this once we run the page. And open and close bar is for our little snack bar, which you will also see on the page.
Moving on to the database file and create database. This is how we create our table and set the initial values. Insert user just inserts values from text fields that are in completed data table into those spots here. Get users searches through the entire table and gets all the information to display on or in our application. Get last user is how we find the balance and display that. And search within is how we search within our table for the description of the inputs. And now in completed data table, we still have this initialization and this app bar, nav bar. Here is how we search through things on this file. Button 1, button 2 is how we add incomes and expenses or delete different rows. Scroll view is how we can scroll through our table. And column 1 puts all of that on the left side. And these text fields are on the right side, and you insert values into them for how you want that input into the table to look like, right? The values to be in there. All those of that. And then column 2 is how we put all that stuff on the right side of the screen. And then this row just means that we can set column 1 on the left side and column 2 on the right side. And then we just refresh the table. So as soon as you click a button, it automatically updates the table. This is how we handle nav change. Refresh table is just the method on how we refresh the table and each value in the table. Add user clicked is just how we update the balance and add rows to the table. Search is how we search through the table for descriptions, and so it's easier to find different values. And delete is how you delete rows and inputs from the table. And this is how that's our theme mode. And in chart, this is how we made our summary. We take the values from our database file or ledger.db and take column 6, which would be the balance. And then this is just how the line on the chart will look and how the grid lines are made. And all these values are Y values, and all these values are X values along the screen. And this is just the size of them. And then this is how we set our min Y and max Y and min X and max X. And then this is, again, our navigation bar. And this is how we extract the data from the database to insert into our table so it actually updates and has values on it. This is just how we initialize the line chart and the color of it. This is again just nav change. And back to our help page.
Here's the code for our help page. Again, we have a lot of the same stuff with our app bar. Here we have our markdown. So this is what's going to be displayed onto the screen once you go to this page with a lot of information. Here we have the container for our markdown so that we can use a scroll bar. And then we have our nav bar again, the same stuff. We have our controls again, so we're adding that stuff to the page, our handle nav change, and our toggle dark mode. Now we can go ahead and run the application. You'll see that it will immediately open up to our home screen. Here we have our logo and we have our app bar at the top here with our menu. We have this little about us, so you can learn a little bit about our company and the toggle dark mode. And then we can go over to the ledger page.
As you can see, we already have some values already in here. And if we look at the summary chart, you can see that it's clearly presented in there. And then say you want to insert value, you just put in the date and you put in the description, say you went and ate dinner, and then the expense was $70. You add that income, it shows up on the table, and it automatically updates the balance. And then say you want to search for that dinner, it shows up pretty easily, or you want to see paychecks, that also shows up pretty easily. And then since this was added, it automatically updated our chart here, and then you can also come back and say you want to delete that, it easily deleted.
Here's our help page. You can see all that markdown information displayed on here. It's got a lot of useful information on how to use certain features of our app. And here at the bottom, we have a contact us section where you can find all of our names, phone numbers, and emails if you have any additional questions.
Thank you for watching and for your consideration on us for state. Thank you.